Welcome to the Heads Together podcast. I hope you're appreciating this gravelly voice that I'm bringing to you today. I've been sick. As soon as Christmas finished, I got really sick. And I have a podcast episode lined up for today. And I could have done one of two things. I could have quite legitimately not put out an episode today. It's the 30th of December. I'm actually recording this now on the morning of the 30th of December, having prepared absolutely nothing. So poor Lena, my podcast editor, she was taking time off and we had got quite ahead of ourselves. But I just got sick and, life happens, right? So I could have quite legitimately not put anything out today. And so I just sat here this morning. It's 18 minutes past 8, 30th of December. And I thought, I'm going to put out a podcast episode, but only if I actually have something to say. Because this podcast is just such a highlight of what I do within the business. But I also don't ever want it to be so indulgent that I'm just doing it for me because I like doing it. I want to make sure that every episode I put out has value for you, my precious listeners. And so I thought long and hard about it, and I've decided I am going to do this episode now. I have nothing prepared, but I do have something really important that I want to talk about. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Heads Together podcast. I'm Gill and I am obsessed with cutting through the noise when it comes to growing your business. Each week, via intimate coaching conversations and inspirational stories, I share what it really takes to get the results you want in a way that feels right to you. I am all about attracting higher ticket opportunities, building authentic relationships, and creating the abundant, full-fat version of your dream business. I mean, how many of us have beavered away creating a light version of what we really want? The thing is, I honestly believe when you're outstanding at what you do, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So, are you ready to put our heads together and make it happen? Let's go. So here's what I want to talk to you about today, and it seems really appropriate as this year comes to an end. The first thing I want to do is I want to share with you a little story or a memory that I have actually of when I was still working in corporate insurance and just longing for there to be some kind of other reality for myself. It wasn't even that I was dreaming of entrepreneurship per se, but all I knew was I just didn't want to be sitting in an office from morning till night. I didn't want to be commuting to London, my nose stuck in someone's armpit every day. Or even when I worked locally, I didn't want to be stuck in that traffic morning and evening. It turned into this really deadly routine of just sitting stationary in traffic, feeling feeling furious that my commute was taking so long when I lived literally 3 miles from the office. So what I want to share about is I would often sit on the train. And this is when I very, very first got into podcasts. So I'm talking about 2014, 2015 kind of time. And I would listen to podcasts. So the ones that really jumped to my mind, when Amy Porterfield first started her podcast, I would be glued to that. It had literally no relevance to my life at the time whatsoever. And yet I was learning things like email list building and, how to do social media, which for me, when I look back now, I think that's quite funny because honestly, it had no relevance. It was just like I was just a spectator in that world because I worked in insurance. I had a safe job with a pension, you know, perceived safe job with perceived pension. It was so irrelevant to me, but there was something so compelling. Another one was Marie Forleo. All those OGs of the kind of online business world. I was really obsessed with what they were doing, but I never, ever thought it was available for me. I thought that listening to these Americans, because it was mostly Americans at the time that I was listening to, these incredibly glamorous American women talking about building these huge online businesses and having these multi-million pound launches and all of that stuff. I genuinely felt like, yeah, that's a whole nother world. That's not my world. My world, I work in insurance and I commute. But let me escape to this world where I get to listen in. I get to have my kind of ear to the door and listen to this fantasy world of what they're doing. And honestly, I actually put some of those hours of listening on the train to these podcasts as really the beginning of my training ground for what I do now. And actually, it really was because when I think about my own corporate escape, most of you probably know my story, but for those who haven't, maybe you're new to the podcast. I worked in insurance, decided that I couldn't do that anymore. I lost my husband to cancer in 2016 and I chucked in my job without anything else to go to and decided to set up as a virtual assistant because I felt like that was something that I could earn some immediate money from. And I do think that those two things, this training ground of buying into what felt like a fantasy to me of online entrepreneurship and being forced to actually ask people for work, ask people to pay me to help them with their busy work, which is effectively what I was doing. I was literally just, look, I know my way around a spreadsheet. I can manage an email inbox. Let me help you. Those two things changed everything because suddenly I wasn't this person who could see no possible way out of a corporate career. Suddenly, I'd made the leap. And despite having been so terrified about it for years, that's why I hadn't done anything about it. I'd always been way too frightened to give up my corporate job because I felt like I was held hostage by my salary for a start. Who was going to pay the mortgage? I was the main earner in our family. So how was the mortgage going to get paid if I didn't have that safe, secure job? Then everything shifted. My priorities changed after I lost Phil. All of my priorities changed. My sense of security and safety shifted. Nothing felt safe for a while. And I took this big leap. So I took this big, bold action. I took a risk. And I guess this is where this story is going. Everything you want for your life is the other side of taking a risk. We can do big, bold, brave things. The next jump for me, the next risk was moving from being a virtual assistant, which I enjoyed at the beginning, but then latterly it was just like I'd swap one job for another. In fact, I had a worse boss. It was me. So the next leap was becoming a coach. And if I'd listened to all of the people who said to me, the coaching industry is saturated. There are so many coaches out there. You'll never be able to get any clients. No one's investing in coaching now. It's too difficult to stand out. People won't pay that much. All of these kind of naysayers that try to very well intentionally, because people tend to be naysayers because of two reasons. One, that they're jealous, perhaps, or two, they want to keep us safe. And for me, it was people wanting to keep me safe. I don't surround myself with people who are jealous of what I do. Surround myself with people who enjoy raising each other up. That's what women in my world, that's what we do. We lift each other. But I think there were some people at that time who were really worried that it was a risk too far to kind of swap what was me playing safe, playing small, bringing in, just enough money to pay my mortgage, and to swap that for this unknown world of coaching where everyone tells you it's really hard to make it your full-time gig. That is the story I hear time and time again. It's really, really hard. And I think if we go into something with that as our frame of reference, that is what we will see because it's already there. It's already there in our head. So, of course, that's how we're going to experience it. But you know what? That was the other side of this bereavement. My entire sense of safety and risk and everything had shifted. And I just didn't listen because I knew that I was a coach. I didn't know I wanted to be a coach. I knew I was a coach. I knew that my absolute core is deep coaching conversations with incredible women and helping them take risks, helping them bring the vision that they have for their life and their business into being. There is no other work on this planet that I would want to do more than coaching. And that's the truth. That's why I'm sitting here having this conversation with a throat like sandpaper on the 30th of December at now 8:30, because it's so important for me that you, whatever you're doing now, whether you're already a coach, whether you're someone who would love to get into coaching, whether you are a successful coach who wants to take their business to the next level, whichever stage you're at, I want you to go into 2025, 2 days away, with a conviction that whatever it is you want for your life and your business is available for you. It might be on the other side of risk. It might be on the other side of discomfort. It might be on the other side of bloody hard work. Because let's just chuck to one side all of these people who say, oh God, if it feels like hard work, you're not doing it right. You've got to get into flow. Bollocks. Building a business that you absolutely adore, which is what I've done, takes hard work. It still takes hard work. But there's nothing I'd rather be doing. There's nothing. How fortunate am I? I was going to say lucky, but it's not. How fortunate am I that I get to spend most days of my life doing the thing that I want to do more than anything else. And that's available for you. So let's go into 2025. Not necessarily with every single piece of the how in place, right? That you can find help with. You can come and join the Coaching Business Academy. Quick plug. Nice, beautiful, seamless Gill. You can have private coaching with me, or you can find another coach who's perfect for you. I'm not the right coach for everyone. No one's the right coach for everyone, right? But this is the beauty of coaching. Coaches help people get what they want. That's the long and the short of it. Coaches help people get what they want. So that support is out there for you. And if you would love to be able to do that for other people, best job in the world, I'm biased, I know, then let's talk. Let's talk. Book a call with me. Book a call with me in the new year. Also, if you want to have a conversation about joining the Coaching Business Academy, where we help great coaches build phenomenal businesses, we help coaches make money. So we are the answer to, well, I just don't know if I can make it my full-time gig, and I don't know if I can earn enough money as a coach. The Academy is the answer to that. But whatever it is, whatever you want to find out more about, book a call with me. I want to have more conversations in 2025. I'm just coming out of a season of, I did a lot of kind of reflective work in 2024. I went on retreat. I launched the academy, so there was a lot of really strategic head down work and a lot of kind of self-care work, which balanced perfectly. But in 2025, do you know what? I want more conversations. I want to be talking to people and I want to help you. I want to help you get what you want in 2025. Simple as that. Coaching, best job in the world. I can't say it enough, can I? Okay, listen, before my voice gives out completely, I'm going to leave it at that. But I suppose, in essence, the message that I wanted to share with you today in this last Heads Together episode for 2024 is that everything is available for you in 2025. Everything's available. It might be on the other side of risk. It might be on the other side of discomfort. And it might be on the other side of hard work. But it's available for you. It's your time to choose. To choose what level of life and business you're claiming for yourself in 2020. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for all of us. 2025, we're ready for you. Okay, Happy New Year, everyone. Have an amazing New Year's Eve tomorrow night, whatever you're up to. For anyone who's just glad to see the back of this year, and I know some of you, that's how you're feeling, let yourself feel that and welcome in this fresh, clean sheet of paper on Wednesday. Okay, see you the other side. Bye for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that getting our heads together this week has filled your mind with what's possible. If you love the show, would you do me a massive favour, please? Would you leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts? It would really help me put more heads together, reach more ears and expand more minds. Until next week, bye for now.